At 30, I found myself standing at a crossroads, a moment suspended in time where the echoes of my past collided with the whispers of my future. I remember the day vividly. It was a crisp autumn afternoon, the kind where the leaves danced to the ground in a riot of colors, and I felt a strange sense of urgency. I had spent my 20s chasing dreams, some realized and others mere wisps of smoke that slipped through my fingers. I had learned a lot, but there were still lessons that eluded me, insights I wished someone had shared when I was younger. As I reflected on my journey, 7 pivotal lessons emerged, each a beacon of wisdom that I wanted to impart to anyone standing on the brink of adulthood. The first lesson was about the importance of self-acceptance. In my 20s, I was a relentless critic of myself, constantly measuring my worth against others. I often felt like an imposter, especially when I compared my achievements to those of my peers. It took years of inner turmoil to realize that everyone has their own path, and that comparison was a thief of joy. I learned that embracing my individuality, flaws and all, was the key to unlocking my potential. I wished I had understood earlier that self-love is not selfish, it's essential. When I finally accepted myself, I found the courage to pursue opportunities that truly resonated with me, rather than those I thought would impress others. The second lesson was about the power of resilience. Life, I discovered, is a series of ups and downs, often unpredictable and sometimes harsh. I faced setbacks that felt insurmountable, moments when I questioned my choices and my worth. But each challenge taught me something invaluable. Resilience is not just about bouncing back, it's about growing stronger through adversity. I learned to view failures not as endpoints, but as stepping stones. I wished I had known sooner that every setback is an opportunity for growth, a chance to reassess and redirect my energy towards what truly mattered. Embracing resilience transformed my perspective, allowing me to tackle challenges with a newfound strength. The third lesson revolved around the importance of building meaningful relationships. In my younger years, I was often preoccupied with the idea of success, believing that achievements would fill the void of loneliness. I chased after accolades and recognition, neglecting the connections that truly mattered. It wasn't until I faced personal hardships that I realized the value of genuine relationships. Friends and family rallied around me, offering support and love that no career achievement ever could. I learned that nurturing relationships requires effort, vulnerability, and time. I wished I had prioritized these connections earlier, understanding that the richness of life is found in shared experiences and mutual support. The laughter, the tears, the shared silences. These moments are the fabric of a fulfilling life. The fourth lesson was about the importance of time management. In my 20s, I often felt like I was racing against the clock, overwhelmed by responsibilities and distractions. I would spend hours scrolling through social media or binge-watching shows, only to find myself feeling unaccomplished at the end of the day. It took me a while to realize that time is our most precious resource. I learned to prioritize tasks, set boundaries, and carve out moments for self-care and reflection. The realization that I could control how I spent my time was liberating. I wished I had known earlier that it's not about how much time we have, but how we choose to spend it. By being intentional with my time, I began to create a life that aligned with my values and aspirations. The fifth lesson was about the significance of pursuing passions. In my quest for stability and success, I often sidelined my passions, believing they were frivolous pursuits. I pursued careers that seemed practical, ignoring the creative spark that had once ignited my spirit. It wasn't until I took a leap of faith and embraced my passions that I felt truly alive. Whether it was writing, painting, or volunteering, engaging in activities that brought me joy reawakened my sense of purpose. I learned that passions are not just hobbies, they are vital to our well-being. I wished I had understood earlier that life is too short to ignore what sets our souls on fire. Following my passions became a compass, guiding me toward a more fulfilling existence. The sixth lesson centered on the necessity of financial literacy. As a young adult, I was blissfully ignorant of the importance of managing finances. I spent impulsively, racked up debt, and felt a constant sense of financial insecurity. It took a few hard lessons, like the time I had to choose between paying rent and buying groceries, before I understood the value of budgeting and saving. I learned that financial literacy is empowering. It gives us the freedom to make choices and pursue our dreams without the weight of financial stress. I wished I had taken the time to educate myself about money management earlier, understanding that financial stability is a foundation upon which we can build our dreams. The seventh and final lesson was about the beauty of living in the moment. In my 20s, I was often too focused on the future, constantly worrying about what was next. I would plan meticulously, only to find that life had other plans. It took a series of unexpected events, a job loss, a move to a new city, the loss of a loved one, for me to realize that life is fleeting. I learned to appreciate the present, to find joy in the little things, and to cherish the moments that might seem mundane. I wished I had known earlier that life is not just about the destination, but the journey itself. Embracing the present allowed me to cultivate gratitude and mindfulness, transforming my outlook on life. As I stood on that autumn afternoon, reflecting on these lessons, I felt a sense of peace wash over me. I had learned that life is a continuous journey of growth and discovery, each lesson building upon the last. I wanted to share these insights with the younger generation, to encourage them to embrace their individuality, cultivate resilience, nurture relationships, manage their time wisely, pursue their passions, educate themselves about finances, and live fully in the moment. In a world that often feels overwhelming, these lessons serve as guiding stars, illuminating the path toward a fulfilling life. I realize that while the journey may be unique for each individual, the core truths remain universal. Life is a tapestry woven from our experiences, and each thread contributes to the beauty of the whole. As I moved forward, I carried these lessons with me, not just as reminders of my past, but as beacons for my future. I began to share my story, to connect with young people who stood at their own crossroads, eager to learn and grow. I wanted them to know that it's okay to stumble, to question, to seek. It's okay to take risks and make mistakes. The important thing is to keep moving forward, to embrace the journey with open arms and an open heart. In the end, the lessons I wished I had known at 30 became the pillars of my life. They shaped my decisions, guided my relationships, and fueled my passions. And as I shared these insights, I saw the spark of understanding in the eyes of those I spoke to, a recognition that they too could navigate the complexities of life with courage and grace. Life is a beautiful, messy adventure, and every moment is a chance to learn, to grow, and to embrace the extraordinary tapestry of our existence.